Thank you all for joining us for our SICSS-Howard Mathematica Funded Alumni Research in Progress Roundtable. During these Real Talk Roundtables, our hosting organizations, Howard, Mathematica, and SICSS, discuss the experiences of people of color within their institutions or offer tips and tricks for success. In the case of our SICSS panel today, teams who receive SICSS-Howard Mathematica Excellence in Computational Social Science Research Awards will be presenting their research projects in progress. They are PhD students, early career faculty, and postdocs who attended SICSS-Howard Mathematica site and were successful in getting funding. They are currently where you want to be. I would recommend you learn about their projects, listen to their trajectory, and ask them questions so you can create a project that gets you funding this year from us and also throughout your career. Participants at the SICSS-Howard Mathematica site will have a chance to ask questions about their projects and get to know them during the second day of Praxis to Power. For now, I encourage you to settle in, listen, and learn.
Hi, I'm Rumeysanur Erikli Dogan. I'm living and studying in Istanbul, Turkey. I was a PhD student while applying this fund, but thank God I'm a PhD candidate currently. I'm studying at Marmara University. What SICSS-Howard Mathematica is very important for me because this is the only place where I managed to overcome my anxiety about programming, and the people here are very welcoming as well. And for my topic, actually in my PhD study, my topic is about higher education, but now I will talk about parenting experts on social media. I choose this topic because as being a mom, I feel I'm very much under influence of parenting experts on social media, their posts and everything. When I mean parenting experts on social media, I mean the people like pediatrics, psychiatrists, psychologists, and other experts giving advices on parenting practices on social media about how to be good parents. My research question is that how do parenting experts share about attachment on social media? I mean the attachment between child and mother or infant and mother on social media affect mothers' risk consciousness on being good mothers. So whether parenting experts, social media posts and attachment make mothers feel that they will not be good mothers if they do not follow these advices perfectly. I decided to apply two methods. One is survey. In my survey, I thought it will be helpful to ask, like my general idea behind the survey was, do parenting experts, social media posts and attachment increase mothers' risk consciousness around being good mothers? And for the text analysis, I will analyze whether they use words related to risk in their post on attachment, and YouTube video descriptions will be my context. And actually, I had to make a revision in my topic, and for the next class, I will be explaining them. For the text analysis, I kept my topic. So as I said, my question is about whether they use words related to risk in their post on attachment, and I will use YouTube video descriptions, and I will apply structural topic modeling to see which words they use in this post. But unfortunately, I had a URA mismatch error always, and I solved it 2 days ago. Unfortunately, like back then, my code worked, and then I got some results, like preliminary results. But to apply this topic modeling, I create a YouTube playlist and run the code. But because of this mismatch error, I couldn't. But I solved it 2 days ago, so I will continue this part. For the survey, while applying this fund, I had the idea that in my survey, I can show mothers this kind of social media posts and attachment, and ask them to rate their anxiety or to rate their risk consciousness. I could ask direct and indirect questions. But after discussing my survey questions with my thesis advisor, she told me that these kind of questions will be like triggering and leading questions, because this kind of post, they will sound to mothers like whether they want their child to be kind, successful, and happy and competent, and they will just say yes, and then otherwise it will increase my anxiety. So they will be leading. So I decided to, for the survey part, I decided to revise my topic and to change my topic to a general one. And then I changed my research question as like how mothers' socioeconomic status and the ages of their children affect their social media and chat app usage and their willingness to receive the advice of parenting experts. This question is important because it's a question of inequality because of their socioeconomic status as well. And my hypothesis in this for this research is that mothers having high socioeconomic status and children younger than 6, like having child between 0 and 6, are much more tended to be guided by parenting experts on social media. And another hypothesis is socioeconomic status will not affect their use of social media and chat apps in general. And then I will apply statistical methods of correlation and regression. So I used Prolific as a survey recruiter, and I targeted moms living in the US, and I aimed to reach 300 participants because of this fear of non-response rate. Until now, I reached 115 participants. They completed the survey, and I targeted moms living in the US, and also used Prolific demographic data. Thanks to the fund from SICSS-Howard Mathematica, I put also rewards for the survey. And I openly want to share my questions and indicators because your feedbacks on my questions are very much welcome. So I asked demographic questions, and I asked their socioeconomic status indirectly because I was thinking that asking like directly their wages, they will not feel it. So I asked whether they live, whether they own the property they live in, or whether they bought a smartphone in the last 2 years. And I also asked the frequency of use of social media, whether they follow parenting experts on social media, and what kind of form of guidance they take in their parenting practices. I will also show my preliminary results in the next slides. Why I make a division between social media and chat apps, it's important to mention it because like there is a kind of a discussion like between let's say for the WhatsApp, which is a very much used chat app, whether it's a social media and chats. Currently it's under chat apps. So I also gave in my survey when I asked which social media sites they use, I put a list, and I wanted them to put ticks, like click them. So I just wanted to separate and to prevent any form of kind of confusion. I also want to openly share my questions about parenting experts. I asked the forms of guidance they take in their mothering practices, and then if they follow these parenting experts, on which issue they follow them, and whether they are interested or not. I very much benefited from other category because like one of my respondents, she returned the survey and then explained that because she thought because her children kind of their age is kind of high, and then she thought that this kind of a survey will be unrelated because I couldn't put a restriction for the ages of children. And for which form of guidance, unfortunately, like one of my respondents, she told like biblical principles. Unfortunately, I forgot religion in that part. And I also saw other family members, Facebook groups, and they very much emphasize they do not take others' advices. They just apply their principles. And for this question, for the issues where they take this for the issues they take advices from parenting experts. They also reminded me in this other category, they also reminded me autism, and they also just made me clear that it's very much context dependent. It is very much like on which issue they are giving advice or whether it's reliable or not. And I also see that they are very much questioning the idea of experts. And for my preliminary results, this kind of will be descriptive statistics. About my sample for the employment status, most of them are like full-time, part-time, and not in paid work, like housewives. And their level of education are much more undergraduate and technical college, graduate and high school. They are much more concentrated in that education level. And other questions about socioeconomic studies, almost 70% of them, they own the property they live in. And then like around the same percentage, they bought a smartphone in the last 2 years. And about social media questions, the result about the social media questions, more than 60% of mothers, they check their social media accounts before going to bed. Around the time they spend on these social media platforms is mostly around between 30 minutes and 2 hours. This is the list of, so this question was a multiple text box question. So they clicked the platforms they use. Mostly they use Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Reddit, and Twitter. About the parenting experts, whether they follow, more than almost 60% of them say that they are not following them for the 150 respondents. About their interest to parenting experts, like almost 40% of them say that they are not interested. And I also have a big NA, not applicable category as well. And about the forms of guidance, this kind of was interesting for me. There was too much intuition ticked in this when they also like when we compare, this is not a statistical thing, but I'm just like when we see about these forms of guidance, parenting experts on social media and social media influencer, they are very much behind this intuition, friends, books, and personal consultant. Parenting experts on TV is very low as well. About the issues, they take advice from parenting experts on social media. And there's another not applicable category as well, like the big NA. And about the issues, health, education, mental well-being, and discipline is coming forward. Attachment is kind of low. It's kind of, I was thinking that will be high, but it's not parallel with my expectations as well. For my next steps, I'm really like, I will be really helpful if you can give me some feedbacks in Q&A session as well. For the text analysis, I will just, I will keep running the code for my YouTube playlist on parenting experts, YouTube video descriptions on attachments between child and mothers. Actually, Instagram is the place where parenting experts share posts mostly, but I couldn't find a way to analyze Instagram posts or Instagram post descriptions. Because of that, I decided to analyze YouTube video descriptions, but unfortunately, in YouTube video descriptions, they are not writing that much. So it's kind of, as you know, for the text analysis, it's better to put text as much as possible to feed the code. For the survey, I will be, as my next steps, I will be running much more statistical analysis, correlations, and ordinal logistic regression, because most of my variables are nominal and ordinal. For my problems and concerns, unfortunately, I spent all my money for this project on Prolific. Like I spent almost all my fund, because I was very afraid of this non-response rate. And then I would think that even though I target 300 participants, because of this non-response rate, I'll be just applying statistical methods to around 200. So, but I'm thinking to revise some questions, because as you saw, I have NAs, especially in parenting experts, but I can revise my questions on SurveyMonkey. After deploying my survey to Prolific, in the first week, I got like almost 100 results, but now it's like 1 or 2 respondents are completing my survey daily. And I have to find a way to deal with these NA results as well. Just to remind you my questions, I'm just putting them on screen a few seconds. I'll be really helpful if you give me suggestions, especially how to ask their willingness to receive advices from parenting experts on social media. yeah, here is my current question. I'm very open to revisions as well. Thank you for listening me. Thanks a lot.
Thank you all for watching. For more information on SICSS-Howard Mathematica, visit our website, follow us on social media, and join our email list.